Hey, this is Jeff Cable, and today I want to talk to you about leading lines. Look how cool this S-turn is behind me. Look how it takes your eye and goes through the frame of this video. It adds a lot of interest as opposed to just looking at me. Sorry. This makes it more interesting. You can do the same thing with your photos. By using leading lines and repetitive patterns, you can add so much more interest to your photos. Look at some of these examples of what I've done here. In this photo, you'll notice I'm using the curved walkway to draw your attention to the two girls. This curved walkway draws your eye from the beginning of the frame right to them and back out. In this next photo, taken at Stanford University, I'm using the repeating lines of the columns to take you from my subject and back out of the frame. It creates a movement in this photo. Same thing with this next photo, also taken at Stanford, of this young lady. And again, I'm using her as my subject in the front and letting the leading lines take you back out of the frame. In this next photo, I'm using this gateway to create these vertical lines that take you through the frame, but give you kind of a different perspective as opposed to her just standing there. So I'm using the gate as a second element. In this example, I got really low to this fence and I shot along the top edge to draw the line of the wood right to my subject. So your eye goes from the beginning of the fence line through the wood to her. It's basically a leading line right into my subject. Same thing with this shot. This young lady who's leaning on a fence, and again, using the lines of the fence and the woodwork, it gives her a nice place to be, a good position for her hands, and still has this leading lines. And this last one is another example of the same thing, where I'm using the leading lines of the fence, but also the lights that are on the fence to kind of take you through the frame. So find your own leading lines or your own repeating patterns and take your photos from good to great.